What is up, guys? I'm Jack William, and in today's episode of Before the Money, I had the huge pleasure of hosting independent musician and my good friend, Rene Lafleur. This episode is fun because by the time we sat down and started recording, we're already a few pale ales deep, and the shit talk is very, very real. So I just wanted to preface that one for you guys. So we got chatting about what it was like growing up in a small country town on a mango farm. I think it was less than 400 people that lived in the town. Really, really tiny. And we really early on in the piece, we got stuck into what it was that really lights him up, you know, as an artist, as a musician. What has made him want to take on this unforgiving industry that is art in general? You know, the creative fields are hard, they're saturated, but the thing is as well, they're super, super fulfilling. So we chat about what it is that fired him up and what it is that kind of got him into the industry in the first place. And there was a story that he mentioned halfway through that really caught me by surprise, because there's lots of people that get into music out of this burning passion to create and to be a musician. They have like these visions of, you know, themselves up on stage and things like that. But Rene actually really wanted to be an AFL player, a professional AFL player. You know, he played professionally as well at the one period of time. And what actually happened is he kind of encountered some unexpected financial difficulties, which he then thought, hey, I might just go try busking, see if I can earn a couple of $100 just to help me pay my rent, help me pay my food, all that kind of stuff. And he discovered a love for music that very, very quickly overshadowed all the other aspirations in his life. And I found that super interesting because it was kind of like a reverse on what typically happens when people go into that industry. But on that note of ambitions as well, like, I find him super inspiring because, as you're going to hear about shortly, we are recent housemates. And when I say he works hard, he's always in his room creating. He's always jetting off to gigs. He's always in the studio. And it's super, super inspiring to see someone have that much passion and that much drive towards creating a future for themselves and building out a life of passion and things like that. And as you guys know, this is Before the Money. We're all about people that are trying to do things that are bigger than themselves, or to create lives that could only be dreamed of by most people's standards. So make sure you stay all the way to the end, because he also does drop a ton of value on how to be a self-managed artist, how to take care of your PR, all that kind of stuff. And there's also a little nugget of gold as to when exactly in the week you should be releasing new music. So make sure you stay to the end so you can pick that one up. Now remember to head over to anarchylabel.com after this episode. Cop yourself 15% off our entire range. Use the code BTM15. We would absolutely love to have you a member of the community. It's super, super inspiring after we drop an episode to see you guys come through. Those discount codes shining brightly. Love to see it, guys. It really does mean a lot. And if you find a piece of value in here, if you have a little bit of a giggle, please just share it to your story. If you're on Spotify, you can now leave a rating. So just drop us a little 5-star rating. It takes 2 seconds. If you're on Apple Podcasts, a review. If you're on YouTube, a subscribe, a comment, anything you can do, seriously guys, helps a lot in order to help us spread this message of positivity and growth. So without further ado, I'm going to see you guys in the studio. Peace. Let's get after it. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of Before the Money. We are blessed to be in the presence of Rene Lafleur.
Mate, I am just so grateful to be here. How you doing?
You should be grateful, man. You should be grateful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm doing really good, brother. How are you doing?
Living the dream, seriously.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Now, you just kind of wrapped up work for the year, didn't you?
I had my last shift today.
Yep.
And I am... Yeah, I'm just cruising. I feel so happy to just be 2020, 21 is pretty much done for me. So
yeah, fantastic. And just so for like context, so this episode's dropping in about 2 weeks, so will be 2022 by the time this comes out.
It will be.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes. Yep.
So Rene, you are a musician. You've been grinding at it for a little while now.
Yep.
You know, lots of admiration for that. You know, your music's fantastic. Like I see you. For context as well, you know, we are recent housemates, so I get to see the behind the scenes, keeping up with Rene Lafleur.
Lafleur. I love it.
So I get to see the behind the scenes. You know, you're always in your room making music and all that kind of stuff. You're always rushing out to gigs, spending so much time in the studio and stuff like that.
Should be cleaning more, I reckon.
Hey, let's not go there.
What happens at home stays at home.
Yeah, come on, this is business.
No.
We'll keep it business. So yeah, no, I just wanted to get that out of the way real early because you know, you work hard at your craft, and so we do have a little bit of a snippet of one of your songs as well, just so that people know what they're dealing with. So should we dive straight into that?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Yeah, fantastic. So the name of the song is Here For You. And you know, this one's done quite well for you as well. So you were just giving us like a little bit of a backstory. This was a song that, you know, you recorded for free, and yet it's gone on to be one of your kind of most successful tracks.
Yeah. I was so lucky. I found a really good producer. I won't mention his name because he likes to be confidential, but
yeah,
you know, he just wanted to help out a young artist like myself. I was so new to writing and recording. It was the first time I've ever been in a studio, and he invited me around and recorded the song for me, produced it, mixed and mastered it, all in one. And yeah, it was the first song I ever wrote, first song I ever released, and it was Here For You. And yeah, I'm very grateful to be able to,
yeah, because that's gone. I was looking at Spotify today. That's got like 750,000 plays, man. That's nothing to sneeze at.
No, I'm really stoked. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, very crazy.
So Scott in the booth, whenever you're ready, buddy, let's play the track. Bit of acapella.
This light, shadowed by the palms of your own hands, yet sheltered from the rain. And I hear the silent words you cry when you're all by yourself, covering your pain. And all these thoughts I think aloud, I hope they find peace in you. And all these simple words I write, I hope they find a home in you. 'Cause I'm always here for you. I'm always here for you.
That whistle is infectious, isn't
Wait,
it?
I tell you what, eh?
Yeah. Can you give us a live demo of that again, please?
All right, there's no copyright, okay?
All right. I can't promise anything. Bro, that's selling record.
How good.
Yeah,
How good.
fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay at singing, but my whistling's, you know, if I do say so myself, probably my strong point.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that and I didn't have to. So you came from a huge town in northern Queensland.
Yeah. Probably one of the most renowned places in probably the universe, I'd say.
Especially for music.
Yeah. Especially for music.
Yeah.
Guru. Yep.
And what's the population of that metropolis?
I literally just looked it up before I came here. 354 people.
354.
Well, actually 353 now that I'm left.
They lost their biggest star. And so you come from like a farming background, mangoes and cattle, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, my family, we had the farm for a couple of generations, and that's where I grew up, riding dirt bikes. Actually riding quad bikes, but I was never allowed a motorbike. So,
really?
Yeah.
Quad bikes are like more dangerous.
I know, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I know, quad bikes for work, so
yeah,
that's
true.
Had a purpose.
I got grilled in the first week that we were living together because I bought the wrong type of mango, didn't I?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Don't go buying those Calypso mangoes. I don't care if there's any Calypso mango owners here, because your mangoes suck.
All right,
Get Kensington Pride, also known as Bowen Mangoes.
Bowen Mangoes. All right, so we're 5 minutes into the episode and he's already dropping bombs on us.
Boy, seriously.
Make sure you get a Kensington Pride.
It'll change your life.
What was it like? You know, were you into kind of music from a young age? And if so, what was it like trying to pursue music or literally do anything creative in a small country town?
Yeah, it's funny because I never saw music as a career ever.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't even on the radar. And if you asked me 5 years ago what I was going to do with my life, I would have said I'd be a football player.
Yeah.
That's why I moved away from home. But yeah, my parents are really musical. My dad plays and sings multiple instruments, and my mum sings and plays as well. And yeah, they always brought me up with the Beatles, the records, and even Deep Purple, Billy Joel, Dan Fogelberg, like all those kind of indie artists back in the day, and which are now huge.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not indie, but they're huge. And yeah, so I always grew up with it, Dad taught me a few chords on the guitar when I was about 12, and I got my first guitar when I was 12, and just since then taught myself how to play, and yeah.
Have you always been self-taught?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At guitar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, no, I was kind of like self-taught with drumming for quite a while until eventually it got to the point where my parents were like, all right, well, he's not going to stop, so let's give him some lessons, like.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I definitely would have progressed with lessons, but it's also cool to say, self-taught. Yeah.
And you find your
Marty
own
Schwartz.
different ways to do it.
For any guitarists out there. Yeah, Scotty, yeah. Every guitarist will know that.
Okay, so enough of the silliness, right? Let's get down to brass tacks.
Let's do it.
Renee Lafleur. What is it that gets you fired up, man?
You know what gets me fired up? Good mango, not a Calypso mango.
A good mango.
What gets me fired up? Honestly, statistics. I freaking love a good spreadsheet.
How's that? Throws a spanner in the works.
Right?
And you've showed me your spreadsheet action.
I love it. I love maths and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird, eh?
No, it's not
Well,
weird.
it's not weird. It's just, I bet you weren't expecting that.
No, it definitely wasn't the thing that I thought you were going to drop on us just then.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Reincarnating Jimi Hendrix or something like that.
Yeah.
Meh. Doesn't beat a spreadsheet.
I'd rather a good color-coded, like, very, with heaps of formulas spreadsheet.
Yeah,
any
okay.
day.
So, on that note then, let's kind of dive in, because I know there's going to be some musicians listening, right? And they're wondering, like, how do I actually take this music thing seriously? And you approach it very systematically, which I also admire. You and I had a good old chat the other day about everything that you've kind of all the knowledge you've accumulated over the last few days. So what are you putting in those spreadsheets? And let's just kind of break down your method and stuff like that in terms of, seeking gigs, defining your style, getting into playlists, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a huge topic.
Yeah, we got time.
I guess we do, don't we? Yeah. I don't know, like over the years, I've kind of learnt that, being systematic and planning things in ahead is just how you have to do things, especially as an independent artist. If you're not, unless you're like crazy talent, you get signed really early as a label, you have to wear so many hats, You have to be doing your own PR, you'll be reaching out to radios, you got to time management, socials are like a full-time job, pretty much
100%,
this day and age. Like it gives you no time to write. So unless you have these systems set up and a clear plan of what you're doing, you just get lost in this whole
day-to-day
whirlwind of tasks. Yeah.
So you plan out kind of your songs so that you've got a clear deadline to work towards, when you're going to be in the studio, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And so when you're maybe reaching out to, let's focus this, let's nail it down a little bit. PR. All right.
Yep.
So I saw that you have a very clear PR strategy for every single song.
Yep.
So what is that, and when did you kind of build that together? Like,
it's funny that you say that, because like I've not always, obviously done this. I've learnt over the years. So this is the first time I've actually planned 12 months to the date in advance. And I feel so organized, and I feel so much more energetic and inspired to do everything. But yeah, like for the PR side of things, you know, I've got a 4-week plan before and you know, after release of exactly what I have to do. So like the first, you know, you obviously well, maybe not obviously, but for some people, you know, but just starting out, like when I started out, I didn't know what I was doing, but yeah, you know, you want to upload your song to the distributor 4 weeks in advance at least, and then you want to be contacting radio stations, trying to hook up interviews. If you've got a PR agent on board, you know, they'll be helping you do that. And then, yeah, as things get closer to the day to release, you just prepping everything for the day.
Yeah.
Which you can then, you know, roll out your socials, whichever platform, you know, is best suited to your audience and your community.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's I've tailored it to kind of what my audience likes and what I think works for me. But I think it's different for everyone.
And you also mentioned a specific day of the week to post as well.
Yeah.
So what's that about?
Fridays traditionally have always been the day to post.
Yeah.
Release, sorry, not post. Because it's all to do mostly because of the charting aspect of it. It doesn't really matter that much if you're an independent artist, but you know, but if you're a bigger artist, you want to be getting as many downloads, as many buys in the first week, so that it puts your chart position higher. And they update the charts every Friday, or they collect the data every Friday. So
true. So by posting on Friday, it gives you the longest kind of run-up time to accumulate data.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that makes perfect sense, actually. And when you first told me about that, I was like, oh, I didn't even register. I'm like, oh, you know, you just put the music out there, and like people like it, they like it, the streams go up. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, it's funny. Hey, it's like, you know, everyone talks about their Spotify and Apple Music algorithms and all that kind of stuff. And that seems to be the way to go.
So I want your take on it, because the music industry seems to be kind of split down the middle with their perspective on Spotify and all that kind of stuff, and just streaming services in general. So on one hand, yeah, it's cut the amount of revenue, or like the price of music down, but at the same time, I feel like it's made it more accessible to have your art seen. So where do you kind of stand on that?
I wouldn't sit on either side of the fence.
Yeah.
You know, I think you should always be looking at both sides of the story. So yeah, for me, Here For You took off with streams, because, you know, everything around me was kind of happening, and it pushed me out to a lot of different playlists like Discover Weekly and Release Radar, and it generated a lot of algorithmic streams through that, which then turned into organic streams from listeners. But yeah, like if Spotify wasn't around, you know, Here For You probably would only got like 1,000 listens, you know. So it's always catch-22. Like if you're an independent artist, you know, exposure's key. You know, I'll do so many. Yeah, I'd probably take a bigger gig that's free, you know, just so I can get the exposure. Yeah, if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense, because at the end of the day, you're not doing it for the love.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. You do it. Yeah, you sing. Oh, I do my art so I can connect with people and share with people and express myself. So any way I can do that, and if I can make money along the way, then happy days. Yeah,
exactly right. You know, I love that, and there's no better feeling than just playing music in front of a live audience.
Yep, 100%.
So speaking of doing it for the love, you have a brand new track. It's a cover that you're going to be dropping in just a couple of days on the 7th of January, aren't you?
Yes, cannot wait. It's good.
Yeah, I would hope so. It's coming from your mouth. So we've got an exclusive for you guys, because this song is not out and it's about to bless your ears. So Stay by Kid Laroi, covered by René Lefleur. Oh, let's roll that shit, man.
Need you to stay. When I'm away from you, I miss your touch. You're the reason I believe in love. It's been difficult for me to trust, and I'm afraid that I'ma mess it up in a way that I can leave you stranded. 'Cause you ain't ever left me empty-handed, and I know that you know that I can't live without you. So baby, stay. I'll be messed up if you can't be right here. I'll do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I'd change, even when I knew I never could. I know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. I'll do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I'd change, even when I knew I never could. I know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. I need you to stay. Oh, oh. Well, I'll be messed up if you can't be right here.
Do you have balls?
As far as I'm aware, I do.
Attaboy. I knew you could do it.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful song, man.
Mate, I would love to be the one who wrote that and
Mhm.
be a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
But it is beautiful, actually, really beautiful written track.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like the song itself, like the way the melodies go,
Mhm.
it's actually really well written. Like when you listen to the original track, it's like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, you know, and you don't really think about the actual song.
Yeah.
But it was really well written.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's why they do so well, because people can really connect to like the lyrics, even if it's on a subconscious level.
Yep. 100%. Yep.
Because he's a fucking huge artist right now. And so, what is the purpose of doing a cover?
Yeah. I mean, it's great to reach out to new people, and you know, if someone hasn't heard me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if I release a cover and they can relate to the song, especially like a really hot song at the moment, you know, by Kid Laroi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to connect with more people, and
True.
yeah.
And a song like that people, if they know the lyrics, then they can, rather than trying to figure out the lyrics of a new song for the first time, they can kind of connect to it, and then they can just focus on your talent.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So yeah, really interesting. So I want to dive into a little bit of what goes on in Renee's head. You know, what's your... Have we got enough time for that?
You've probably got plenty of time actually.
Oh,
There's not much going on up in here.
12 hours later.
Yeah, literally no.
Yeah. So what drives you to do this thing, like this music thing, man? Because it's just like probably a lot of the creative space, it's fucking saturated, and you've probably heard it a million times. Like, very few people make it, and yet you're on that kind of hustle every single day. You're making music, and you're just going for it. So what is it that's like driving you?
Honestly, sometimes I don't even know. You're right. It is.
Mhm.
It's difficult, but it's so like it's such like delayed gratification.
Yeah.
And just I don't know. The best moments for me is not when like a paycheck comes in or anything like. It's literally when someone sings my song, or someone, you know, posts a story singing my song, or
Mhm.
is at the beach and Here For You is playing with my crappy whistling. You know what I mean? Like, it's when people, you know, people appreciate and connect with what I do.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I resonate with that hard, man.
Yeah.
Like when your art is appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I love like buying nice things and
Mhm.
and you know, I'd love to have a nice car one day. But at the end of the day, yeah, like when people can, you know, people send me a message like, oh, that song, you know,
Mhm.
I was in a dark place and that song really helped me out of it, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's literally like priceless. So yeah, every time that kind of comes in, it literally reminds me of why I'm doing it.
Yeah, no, I get that exactly. And I was down in Burleigh the other day, and I saw this guy wearing one of the t-shirts that I made like literally back in grade 10.
True.
You know, and
Wow.
like that just ignited me so far. Like, because I see my stuff being worn every now and again, but to see someone wearing like one of the OG pieces
That's sick as.
was really, really, really cool, actually.
That
So
is hectic.
I
Yeah.
resonate with that a lot. And the very first time that I saw someone wearing an Anarchy piece, like, I just lost my shit.
Did you go up to him?
Oh, I do every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, every
Wow.
single time.
Wow.
You know, and they're always kind of like, there's a few people like, oh, cool, man. Yeah, I don't know where I got this shirt from.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One guy actually, another guy that was wearing one of my older pieces. I went and spoke to him. He's like, oh yeah, I bought it at Vinny's.
Actual?
I was like, sick.
Oh,
The legacy
that's the
lives
best
on.
Story. Yeah. At least it wasn't thrown out. Like, it's recyclable.
It's good enough. That's the way that I
It's good
framed
enough
it.
to be
It's
recycled.
good enough to find a new home. That's
Absolutely.
amazing. That's amazing,
Yeah.
man. So
I'm waiting for the day I find my CD in a Vinnie store.
that'll be sick. Are you
Yeah.
gonna do vinyls?
I got my last EP mastered for vinyls,
Mm-hmm.
and then I never did because it just cost so much money I couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, like, you know, as things kind of pick up and, you know, I get a larger fan base, I'd 100%
Yeah.
print some vinyls.
That would be like a really good promotional piece. Say even if you did do like the 5,000, once you get a decent audience and you know they're all signed or part of them are signed or something. Because 5,000 signatures, that's take you a long time.
I would definitely do them if I was doing more.
Yeah.
Would I? Especially with a name like mine.
Yeah.
It's bloody long. But yeah, no, I'd definitely do more if I was touring more.
Mhm.
Like if we were able to, you know.
A little birdie told me that before COVID-19 swept the world,
Mm-hmm.
you were heading over to the States for South by.
I was
Yeah.
South by Southwest. I was meant to perform at 2 showcases there.
What would that experience been like for you? Because I'm not too familiar with what South by Southwest is.
Yeah, so it would have been literally like biting into a Bowen mango. That's how amazing it would have been.
Man, it's the end of the day. Don't get me too excited. Let's get through this.
35 degrees outside. Like, get a one in. Anyway, yeah, no, it would have been, it's like, if you don't know what it is, you know Coachella?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like bigger than Coachella. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot of like up and coming, that kind of, you know, discovery kind of artists. So, you know, you don't get huge names
Yeah.
necessarily, but yeah, it's
Well, they were getting Renee.
well, that's true, isn't it?
you
Yeah,
know,
they
but
were.
rules are meant to be broken. Am I right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
This has been like somewhat informative, but there's been lots of shit talking in this episode.
There
Hey?
definitely has. Yeah, I just can't help it. Honestly, I talk so much shit.
I know.
Like, I just can't help it.
Literally, I like it as well because we bounce like in the house and stuff like that at home. It's just like, and same with Adam as well. Like he's
He's
just
a legend.
shit talk king. So it's just like, it's just the environment for it. You know?
Boy, it's so good to be around aspiring, like, successful people.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah,
good.
and that's what this whole show is about, you know, like we're getting people on that are motivated, like regardless of what you're motivated in, what your field of expertise is,
Yep.
is we want to kind of showcase people and give a platform to people that are trying to create something bigger than themselves and
100%.
like, you know, create a life past the norm. You know, and you're definitely doing that, like, especially when I see how hard you work. I've mentioned it a few times in this episode because it's like, you know, and I can see it's, well, work was the wrong word to use there. I
Yep.
see how much time you put into creating.
Oh, thank you. No,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And you got to work on your drumming, but we'll get there.
Have you heard me drum yet?
I've tried not to listen. Yeah.
On the SPD? No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Righto. Whatever. Nah, I'm getting there.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. We can't all be Jack William.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
10 minutes to go. So I want to ask you a question, right? So if you could have dinner with someone dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Gee, I hate these questions because I never know. But dinner with someone, probably be like Megan Fox or something. Hey, yeah, I'd shout her. I'd shout her, even though she's like multi-millionaire or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to have dinner with, like, I know this sounds so cliche, but and it is for anyone who plays acoustic guitar who's my age, but I love Ed Sheeran stuff and what
Mhm.
he's done, where he came from. I'd love to talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a valuable conversation. for you.
Yeah. I like, and he seems like a really authentic person.
Mhm.
And that's kind of where I want to, you know, take my brand,
Yeah.
that whole authenticity
Yeah.
approach.
Well,
So-
now that was that my stuff?
That was me.
Oh, that was
It
fair.
was
It's
Scott,
funny with
no.
the headphones on, you can't really tell where sound's coming from.
Yep.
You know, it just comes from everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel like that'd be super valuable. And what would you want to learn from him, do you think?
I just want to learn how, you know, where he started. Like, you see, like, you see artists have big breaks. Like perfect example, Tones and I.
Yeah.
I'd love to sit down with her and be like, so like, well, mate, got you into music, and do this whole podcast thing with her and talk
Mhm.
about, you know, the 5 years leading up to when she had, you know, made history with her song, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So
'Cause
I-
that's the thing. Like, it takes a lifetime to become an overnight success. Hey.
yeah, and so many people are like, oh yeah, she had one song that, you know, one hit wonder, whatever, or like that kind of stuff. But it's
Yeah.
like, to be able to have that, you have to put yourself out there so much. You have to learn so much
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And on that note as well, putting yourself out there, you've done quite a bit of busking.
Yeah.
And so, what was that like in the beginning? Like,
I started busking originally because I was playing football full time and
Yeah.
I was at
that's
uni.
AFL, isn't it?
AFL,
Yep.
yeah. And I was at uni as well, so I didn't have time for a job, and no place would hire me because of my availability.
Yeah.
So I literally started busking at Carrara Markets,
Mm-hmm.
and I busked there for like 3 years. And man, I pulled out so much money out of that place. Like, it was ridiculous. Because I was at uni, I'd never had a job, never made any money. I was living off like $20, spending money a week. And, you know, I started busking, and that's kind of where it literally all started.
Really? So
Yeah.
you didn't have aspirations to pursue a music career?
No, I literally
Yeah.
was like, you know, if I can make an extra $300 on a weekend or whatever it was, you know,
Yeah.
to then, pay my rent, or I can save that. You know, it was kind of like I want to say a businessy thing,
Mhm.
but it was so much fun as well. And then I ended up growing to love it so much, and it was so rewarding that I was like, man, why am I trying to, you know, sit in an office and be a physiotherapist? No offense to any physiotherapists out there, you know, but
Mhm.
for me, I just wanted to do something that, you know, that seemed impossible for a farm kid, you know,
Yeah.
moving out of home.
That's interesting that you've said that, because most people overcome the fear of busking out of the love and passion to become a musician. You know?
I feel like that's what it should be, right?
Yeah.
I tell you what though, like, I love putting myself in uncomfortable positions. I only started I was so scared to sing when I first started singing. I was like 16, 17. I felt like so judged.
Mm-hmm.
And I auditioned for the school musical, for the Peter Pan school musical.
Were you Peter Pan?
I was Peter Pan.
Oh, bro. You even look like him.
I act like him, eh?
Yeah.
Literally. So they picked me for the role. That was before I'd ever sung in front of everyone. And the first time I ever sung in front of my family, like my mum and my dad, was, you know, in front of like 500 people for the auditorium on stage. And that was putting myself in that uncomfortable position. Like, that's just, I live for that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because it then enables me to grow. And that's how I like gauge, I guess, my success is that growth and, you know, overcoming the next thing and just bettering myself.
Yeah, that's super powerful, you know, and I feel like that I have a lot of these conversations with budding entrepreneurs. It's like, when you're not putting yourself outside of your comfort zone, number one, you don't know where your boundaries are.
Yep.
And you're not growing because your body just gets stuck in the habits and repetitions of the same situation.
Yep.
So that when you get hit with a curved ball or situations change, like, you know, COVID, for instance, where shit hit the fan, everybody's plans changed, you don't know what to do with yourself because you're not used to being outside your comfort zone.
Yep.
You know, so that's a super valuable skill to have innately as well. And to even seek pleasure outside your comfort zone,
Insanity.
insanity.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm real competitive with myself. I was talking about this with someone the other day. Like, I'm such a competitive person,
Mm-hmm.
but I never, like, if, you know, you're at school and you're playing soccer in the, you know, recess or whatever, I would never like get angry at anyone else, like get so aggressively competitive that I'd be angry at anyone else. But I'm just so competitive within myself.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to achieve.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
It's such a weird thing. I don't know what's going on up here. Eh? It's crazy. But
no, it's not weird at all. It's like valuable, man.
yeah,
And it's because you hold yourself to a high standard.
yeah.
You know,
No, yeah. Thank you.
that's interesting, man. I love that because there's lots of overlap with your skill sets as a musician to take yourself into business as well.
Mhm.
So, do you have any ambitions to, like, say for instance, let's do a hypothetical, right? Well, this
I
is
love
somewhat of a hypothetical. When you blow up as an artist, you've got influence, you've got kind of some resources at your disposal.
Mhm.
What then? Do you have aspirations outside of music that you want to accomplish?
Interesting. I'm so focused on music. I haven't even thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to be able to work with the best of the best.
Yep.
And just like be around incredible people.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you can't plan that. You know,
No.
you can't be like, I want to go and see Elon Musk and sit in a room with him and
Mm-hmm.
play beer pong or something. You know, like you can't plan that. That's kind of the experiences I want. But outside of music,
Doesn't have to be outside of music. I was just kind of planting the seed. Like if
Yeah.
music is your thing, then chat about it. Where you want to go with it.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
That's a really hard question.
Okay.
Something I probably should think about.
Yes and no, because there's there's lots of value that comes from being laser focused on the present time as well,
Yeah, true.
especially in
I-
a creative endeavor like music.
I've
Yeah.
always wanted, like, I know, like, I'm not even trying to be like the big guy or anything like that, but I've always wanted to do like a third world country kind of thing,
Yeah.
where you go over and you work with them and educate and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that would be something really cool to set up.
It'd be like the next Akon.
Did he do that?
He went and built like hundreds and hundreds of villages over there, man.
Really?
Yeah, that's
I don't
why.
know how to know that.
That's
yeah.
why there was like all these memes. It was like, how come Akon can go and like house however many thousands of people, but World Vision's been at it for ages and done virtually nothing.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
So you want to go over and change lives.
Yeah. I mean, you can change lives. You know, you can change people's lives with music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to connect with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice because that's what music's for.
I want to help younger artists too who have the same passion. Maybe I'll start a record label and just rip people off or something. Nah, I won't rip people off.
Nah,
No.
just a little bit.
Nah.
No, because
Nah.
that's the thing. So on that note as well, how does that industry need to change, do you think? Because it's like,
Stop calling art content.
yeah,
I'm sick of it.
yeah,
It's not content. It's art. You know, well, there's content and there's art.
yeah.
Don't mix it up.
True, because
Put value in art.
content's like fast food,
Yeah. Yep.
and then art is like, well, so what do you think about NFTs then? On another note.
Well, I'm actually looking into doing something for my EP.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know how Tory Lanez released his album as an NFT?
Yes.
Sold what, like a million copies in 90
yeah.
seconds?
Yep. Crazy.
Fucking crazy, because that's platinum. He was the fastest artist to go, well, the fastest artist to reach platinum.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That's so crazy. It's hectic.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've been like I've been in the crypto space for years and years and years. But NFTs and everything that's kind of happened in the last 12 months is literally just shaking the world. And I'm so excited for it because
Yep.
it's like, it's decentralizing the power,
Yep.
and the people in charge are shitting themselves right now.
100%. Yep.
It's fantastic. So you've got plans to build out an NFT for, did you say your EP?
My EP, yeah, which
Your
will
EP.
be out in June.
Okay. And so how do you go about finding someone that can do that? Like,
Honestly, I have no idea, but I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
You wait. Yeah, I've got a few ideas in the works.
yeah,
So yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but
no, fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. But what I'm kind of referring to is like, there's not that many people in this, like developers in that space.
Mhm.
It's like you can find a web developer on Fiverr in 30 seconds. But it's like finding someone that, understands the blockchain and smart contracts and all that kind of stuff. They're
Yep.
few and far between.
Yep. No, you're right. Yeah, you'll do a bit of research.
Yeah. But you'll do it. It's that attitude as well. It's like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
If you've got that attitude, you already have figured it out.
I don't know if this is what I've always said. You just take a bite and then you it's big, bigger than you can chew, and then
Mhm.
you just chew the fuck out
And
of
just
it.
make sure there's not a worm in it.
Just make sure it's not a fucking Calypso mango. That's what I reckon. They suck. They suck.
Oh my God. This is hilarious, man. So,
For background, I grew up on a mango farm. My nickname's Mango, and
yeah. No, we
That's
get it,
right,
man. We
yeah.
don't judge you that much. Sick. So we have a minute left. Where can our audience find you, bro? First of all, before you jump in and answer that, thank you for coming on. This has been a hoot.
It's been a hoot and a half.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I love doing this kind of stuff and talking
Yeah.
to people.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Where can our audience find you?
They can find me anywhere. On the Mango Farm, on Spotify. Jump on my Spotify. Jump on my website. YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn.
All right, and how do you spell your name?
RENE
Mm-hmm.
space
Mm-hmm.
LE space FEUVRE.
Rene Lefleur.
Rene Lefleur. But if you just look up RENE space LE, I should pop up because it's a pretty unique name.
And on another note, I didn't mention it early on. Search that into YouTube and watch his blind audition for The Voice.
Oh yeah,
We didn't even mention that, hey?
yeah. No,
There you go.
it's good.
There's no point living in the past, though.
That's
hey?
right. Yeah, that was a few years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Boy George, he turned around and his eyes lit up.
They surely did. They
Yeah.
did, didn't they?
Yeah, he almost knocked his hat off.
Yeah, nearly.
But anyway, so Rene Lefleur on all platforms. This has been Before the Money. I am Jack William. Thank you guys so much for giving us your time once again. If you maybe chuckled a few times or you found a little bit of value in this episode, please share it to whatever platform you choose to do so. Thank you guys so much. Peace and love. Fuck yes.
Good times. Fucking good times. What do you